Alright. Welcome, folks, to our first media hub. I'm here joined with Draft and Jeff Gordon. Why not? Why don't you guys say hello?
Hello.
Hello.
So, this is our first media hub where we will be talking about stuff in predictions, all that stuff, talk in the race, even previous races. But yeah, our topics today will be D1, the Cup Series race at Las Vegas tomorrow. We will also be talking about the D3 Truck Series race and the ARCA Series race next weekend, followed by the modified D5 series on Friday. So, first, let's get off with the first questions. What factors do you think play out here in the Cup Series race at Las Vegas? 150 laps. Uh, any of you guys can start. I'm fine
All
with
right,
that.
yeah, I'll start. So 150 laps is gonna be some green flag pit stops. It's gonna be some strategy, gonna be played towards during the race. We're gonna see a lot of strategy going on this race, and there's gonna be some good racing. Basically, it's whoever has the best strategy, best patience can come out on top. Really, I don't know who to pick yet for the win. It's gonna be very interesting race, and we'll just have to see what comes out next.
Jeff Gordon, you got anything?
From what I saw for the Xfinity race today was pretty clean racing from some drivers, but I think D1 Cup will be a lot cleaner, a lot more strategy involved in just overall better racing.
Yeah, that's totally understandable. From my point of view as a Cup driver, I think what's definitely going to play out is how you work with your teammates. Uh, Definitely for JGR, we have something going on. We want our drivers to pit together. Um, yeah, like you want to pit with your team, you want to stay with your team. You don't want to go off team strategy until a final couple of laps. But I just think, yeah. Also, when you know when you need to pit, that's also a good one. But yeah, I think that's definitely a good one, a good answer.
That's what a lot of teams are probably gonna do for that race is just trying to pit together and catch back up with the main pack, but that usually happens at Talladega or Daytona.
Yeah.
That's a good strategy though.
All right. Uh, Second question we have for here on the Media Hub is, which team do you think is going to be most successful in D1? Okay, I'll start off by saying I actually kind of want to go with, I mean, TPRD. I think I want to go with them. The past at the Daytona race, they had an absolutely amazing strategy. They really could have won the race. I just think they slipped up at the end there, but I think TPRD has a really good chance of winning at Las Vegas. Do you
All
guys
right.
have anything?
I
Yeah,
don't.
I'm gonna go with the JGR. I think for this race they're gonna really have this race planned out, 150 laps, and see new pit strategies coming in. And I don't think if you're gonna pit at the same time, at least you can't like fight each other for positions. You have to gain time, and I think
Yeah.
JGR can like really be patient, make smart moves, not dumb decisions, and maybe they can come out on top. One of the drivers. That's my pick for this topic.
Right. Muffin, you got anything for us? Muffin, you there?
I'm here. I just don't have anything to say.
Okay. I guess, folks, we'll move on to the next question, and we will now be talking about here in the Arca series on next Saturday. All right. So the first question is how what are the best Arca drivers, and how do the Arca drivers really race at braking tracks? Uh,
Um, people, I think some people just they just should practice more, but that's one thing with these braking tracks, high braking zones, and all that. But find your find the zone that you need to find, and that's really just keep finding that zone.
All right. What I'd like to say is, uh, for the drivers part about that, the best drivers for ARCA. I mean, I would really just hold up here. I would like to honestly say I'd give it to Shibe King. He's been like really, really good. Here in the ARCA series, he's racked himself up about with a one win so far in the like 4 3 races we've raced. He really knows how to stay up front. He knows the lines here at Las Vegas. He did absolutely incredible. Just couldn't hang on to it at the end. And I do think he's a really good pick for the best ARCA driver here. And then a CRA. You guys, Jack, do you have anything?
Yeah, I do. So I'm looking at the Archer Series roster right now. Some drivers that I've raced before. Timmy is gone. He's in NSCRA. Karinga, he's in lotteries. He's alright. He's like mid pack driver. Red Wakey is pretty good. Kill Laws as well. Honestly though, I have to go with Karinga for best Archer Series driver. And you guys might disagree with me with this. Karinga, he's an alright driver. I mean, he can be clean sometimes. Sometimes he can't be clean. Um, yeah, I think the rest of August Jab is really good. But Karinga is usually really fast, can handle the car very well. And I think Karinga is a good racer overall, just needs to work on, being more clean and stuff. Once he figures that out, then he can probably win more races. So I think Karinga is my pick here.
Yeah, I really don't agree. Really don't disagree with you on that. He's definitely a good driver. But let's go to the next question here. And um, so this is actually, what are your picks for Atlanta, and especially how do you think the ARCA drivers will run Atlanta, especially it being high braking? I would like to start off this question by saying I'm gonna go with Cool. He was just moved up to ARCA. He quickly got picked up by RPM. I think he can do well here in Atlanta. He really knows. He's been racing at Atlanta for quite a bit. I've heard from the team owner of RPM. He uh he's racked up 12, 12 Atlanta series wins, and I he really knows how to run the track. Kind of seen him in a test session run with Atlanta. He's like he knows how to run the track so well. Do you guys have any picks? Oh, and also for I feel like the ARCA drivers will run the track. I feel like they will run the track very well. Based on the Las Vegas race, they just ran the track with the brake setups pretty well, and I think that can move on over to Atlanta. I'm sorry for taking so much time, but you guys can go.
All right, so for
Um,
my pick, sorry for cutting you off. But so my pick for the Atlanta is I'm gonna either go with Cool or Killas. So I've raced with Killas before. He's really good, especially at speedway tracks, intermediate tracks. Atlanta, he's really good on. He can really like handle. He's also good at road courses, the braking zones, and all of that. Cool. Another favorite, Seth already explained. He's a really good driver. He's definitely contended with me. I've also raced with him. I've really had some good battles with him. He's really good for an Arca Series driver. And yeah, I think they're gonna be my top picks for Atlanta.
Okay. Muffin, do you got anything to say about that?
um, Atlanta is probably one of the good tracks out there. Just I think drivers need to find a good line and keep it clean. Just don't make enemies. It's not a very good idea, but uh feel like there's going to be some good racing at Atlanta, but I don't have any picks, but that's all I have to say.
Okay, well, now we'll be moving on for the final topic today, Division 5, which had just opened about a couple of days ago. The D5 just opened, bringing on a lot of new drivers. But how do you feel about how these D5 drivers, let me go ahead and explain how D5 is basically an academy. Basically, it's ARCA drivers can scout you from Division 5, and you can possibly become a driver in ARCA if you do really good and get scouted by a team that possibly wants to pick you up in ARCA. But who do you think are some good ARCA drivers here? I'm not ARCA, I'm
You said,
sorry.
yeah, it's fine.
Modifieds here in D5.
All right, so I'm gonna start off first. Cam, the
Okay.
Walls fan in the 43. I have raced with Cam. He's really good. We get along really well. He's in D5. I expect him to, be up front most races. I've raced with him. He's pretty good. Another one I want to say, Cryptic Commando. Surprisingly, he's in a modified series instead of being the Arcade series, but since he's in the modified series, it's probably gonna make him, more dominant. I think Crips, he's a pretty good driver. I think he might be able to basically dominate the modified series. Yeah, that's all I have for the modified series.
Well, I could agree with you on that. But my picks, I really have to start off with Dragon Soul. He's kind of an underdog in this league. He came into D5 with an absolutely great. He did absolutely amazing at tryouts earlier today, or earlier a couple days ago. Sorry. He is just an absolute great driver. I can see him staying at the front and being very hard to comp- compete with. And yeah,
Yeah, also,
Muffin, you got anything? Oh,
Um, Not really, just a lot of short tracks on that schedule. Oh,
yeah, a
but
lot of short tracks.
not very,
Um,
I'm not very good at short tracks, but I'll try my best to try to keep up, but I'll see how
yeah.
I do in D5, but
All right. Draft, you had something to say?
oh yeah, I did not see Dragon Soul. Dragon Soul is definitely one of my picks. Dragon Soul definitely a dominant driver. He's an ASCA. I definitely think he will do well D5. He's an ASCA D2. He's in the back, but yeah, that's alright.
Yeah,
Um,
but yeah.
yeah, I really think Dragon Soul can dominate this division along with Crypt. I think they're gonna do very well. Yeah, that's it for me.
Okay, the final question of tonight's first media hub is in D5. So D5 has a lot and a ton of short tracks. How do you think that's going to play out, and how do you think these modified drivers in D5 will race at these short tracks?
All right. I'll start off here. So D5 short tracks. That's gonna mean braking points, braking zones. You got to figure out when to turn and when to not. And I think this is gonna really test their skill here. Dragon Soul. I think we'll use this to its advantage. She's really good in short tracks. I've seen him race. She's pretty good. Same with Div. I've seen Div before. This league. I think he got moved down or something. I have seen Div race. He's pretty good. I think the short tracks are gonna really test their racing skills. And yeah, short tracks are hard to, turn and all these breaking points. You gotta figure them out. And yeah, it's just gonna come
Yeah,
down to
that's
who's the better driver.
sorry. Yeah, that was a good response. I personally would. Muffin, do you want to go for before me?
sure. Um, for D5, I think that we're all gonna have to find braking zones. Um, Not send it, just be clean, and I I just think that some of us could be better than others. I personally think that I'm not gonna be very good, but I'll probably try to get a win, but it most likely won't happen. I'm not the best at short tracks. I only have a few wins there, but short tracks are going to be very tough for some drivers, including me. But overall, it's going to be tough.
Well, for me, I would just like to say that these modified drivers, a lot of here that are very good, and I could see them getting scouted to the D4 series. I just like to say that I think these ARCA drivers, like, really adding on to what Draft said, these guys really got to figure out their braking zones. They can't send the turn because that's an easy way to get penalized. But pretty much all I got for tonight's first media hub. Draft, would you like to end it off for us?
Yeah, sure. So, lots of good questions here. This is a good way to start off for the first media hub. Obviously, there's gonna be a lot more interesting races, lots more races to come. We're gonna have to see for ourselves. We're gonna see what happens at D5, what happens in Arca, and for the upcoming races. This is gonna be very interesting, and there's probably gonna be a lot of spoilers to come. Anything else you guys want to say before we end it?
Thanks for tuning in, and make sure to turn to. There will be many more media hubs eventually.
Yeah, that's right. So this concludes our first media hub. Hope you guys enjoyed. We're gonna have lots more of these coming soon. Yeah, see ya.